they have certain levels where you go from white to green to yellow to red. As a result of those 7 new cases being reported over a 2-week period, we ended up going to red. When we went back, or when the Board of Health went back and looked at the 7 cases, 4 of those cases were in one household and 2 were in a second household. So it looks like it might have been limited to 2 households, but when the state looks at it, they just look at the raw data. They don't call before moving you up or moving you down. They just look at what the raw data is, apply a formula, and that's how you get your designation.
Thank you, Chris, and I appreciate the explanation too, because I know a lot of people, they see that, when we go up to the red area, people get alarmed, they get worried, and it's a good explanation of that. It's not as bad as some people may have thought. I know when I've talked to a couple of people and kind of explained to how it actually works, well, that doesn't seem that bad. It's only X amount of people. Yeah, and it's pretty much one household or something like that. So, it's helpful when people understand and know the information as well. Sometimes you just get parts of it, and people they get nervous when they see things like that. They get worried about things. So, definitely thank you for the information. Do you have anything else?
The only other question that was going to be raised is, as a result of going to a red community, I know the Board of Health had implemented some new regulations regarding sports, and I wasn't sure if the board wanted to post any notices at our Brown Ellison or our Dufresne Park areas regarding sporting events, or do we want to wait until Wednesday when the new data comes out and then evaluate it from there?
Well, I'll speak for myself, and the other 2 board members can speak. I think we just wait. It's Monday evening. If we put them up tomorrow and things change, we'd have to send someone back on Wednesday to take them down. So I think if we hold off till Wednesday, the new numbers come out, the Board of Health will reevaluate it and decide what is best. Jen, you have anything? No? Jay? I don't know if you're talking, Jay. I saw you shake your head no, but.
No, I don't have any problem with that. Did you hear me?
I did not, Jay. Can you go again, please?
I said I have no problem waiting till Wednesday to find out, because they did on the news today have Granby, and they did exactly what Chris said, about 7 brought us to red. And they said if we had only gotten 3, we would have been rated white. So we're going to be like a ping pong ball.
Yeah, that
You're on mute, Glenn.
well, thank you, Jay. That's a good point you just made too, with that. So, all right. Chris, anything else? That's it. All right. Hey, just quickly, I see Dave DeRocher on here. Hey, Dave, I just want to mention a couple weeks ago when we had the I guess it was a tropical storm at the time, but I got several phone calls and a couple text messages just talking about your department and how well you guys are really doing out there and going to different areas and taking care of a lot of the problems. So I know you I don't know if you got phone calls or heard that, but I know I did. So I just definitely want to extend that to you and your department. I think it says a lot. I know you've heard it before when we have occasions like that happen, but it's nice when people do call and recognize it. So I want to make sure that that your department was thought very highly of during this past storm for the work you guys did.
Appreciate it. I'll pass it along to the guys. We're just finishing up, cleaning up now. We've been nonstop doing tree work for the last 3-4 weeks.
Not that you have enough stuff to do, huh?
Well,
I noticed that some of the other communities are putting in for reimbursement through FEMA and MEMA. Are we gonna be doing that as well, or we're not? Or
We
the
can
way
definitely-
money, the way money is nowadays, we need to get anything we can from anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something we can look into.
I don't think a disaster was declared.
Yeah. So if it's not, so if it's not declared disaster, then the money isn't available. So I think some areas may hit harder too, where,
Yeah, Springfield, Chicopee, Long Meadow, they were all in the news saying they were seeking money.
yeah, I'm sure. Okay, that is Hamilton County. Right. All right, well, moving right along, we have departmental reports. Are there any questions or comments or concerns in regards? Jen?
Nope, has everybody read them?
I'm all set. Jay?
Yep, I'm all set. I read them all.
In that case, I move to accept the departmental reports.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any further discussion at this time? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have approved and signed maintenance warrants for fiscal year 20, fiscal year 21. We're still in fiscal year 20, we haven't gotten average yet.
This is the final one for fiscal year. Yeah, I hope so. It's warrant number 84. It's a accounts payable and bill paying warrant in the amount of $77,955.08. Then for fiscal year 21, we have a payroll warrant dated August 7th in the amount of $443,197.21. We have warrant number 10, which is the payroll maintenance warrant in the amount of $184,682.38. And then we have warrant number 11 dated August 14th in the amount of $672,046.21. That is a bill paying warrant, and about $215,000 of that was for payment on our school bond.
So the money's been paid out yet for the extra money that was given to the town employees?
Yes.
Okay, that always gone out? Okay. I meant to ask you that a couple meetings ago and I forgot, so. All right. All right, this time I'll accept a motion to approve and sign maintenance warrants fiscal year 20 and 21.
I move to approve fiscal year 2020 warrant number 84 and fiscal year 2021 warrants number 9, number 10, and number 11.
Is there a second?
I'll second Jen's motion.
Thank you, Jay. Is there any further discussion at this time? No? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Discussion of the Cold Hill Sewer Project.
Okay, basically, this is a sewer line extension up in the Cold Hill area of Granby. It involves 4 properties. The first one is 85 Cold Hill. The second one is for 81 Cold Hill. The third one is for 79 Cold Hill. And the last one is for 75 Cold Hill. Basically, they want to connect to our sewer pipe that is up in the area. Dave DeRozier and I have looked at the easement agreement that is being proposed by those 4 property owners. We don't see an issue with it, but I'll let David comment also. And basically, we would like the board to approve it contingent upon South Hadley being able to review the plans and may be able to make comment if they have any concerns with their proposed design.
Okay. Dave, do you have any input on that?
No, that's pretty much as Chris says. We've had a few concerns with the easements, the way they were originally drafted, the wording and such, putting the maintenance, pretty much the responsibility of the proponents along the main that is off of the town right away. So in other words, they're responsible for that section. We would assist them if we could, but maintenance, which I don't foresee a lot of maintenance on it, but we just tweaked the wording a little bit. So it's picking up an area of town that's already sewered. One of the end users on that is already connected via a pump, and it goes down the other side of Cold Hill. So he's just going to change to a gravity fed system when this new system is built and eliminate the pumping cost and maintenance.
Okay. This is the one, man, it was like 6 months ago we were talking about, right? The same one in the area up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only question I had when I read it was, it says the town is gonna be responsible for routine maintenance. Is there some kind of document that says what routine maintenance is? So we don't get into a he said, she said down the road.
Dave or Chris, could you speak to that?
Well, there are a number of routine maintenance items that we do with all manhole inspections that the DEP mandates, basically. Typically manhole cleaning. We might spray down with our vac truck or whatever if there was a buildup on a manhole, but replacement of pipe would not be considered routine maintenance, in my opinion. So I think the more day-to-day operations that we already run on the rest of the system is what I envision as routine. I mean, it's not defined anywhere, but that's what I would consider it.
Do you think we should have it defined somewhere? Just down the road where somebody says, well, they consider it routine, they want to build a town?
I don't know that they can build a town for anything. I mean, the sewer commissioners have the final say on that anyway. If they made a compelling case on a single argument saying that, you know, we don't have the equipment to wash a manhole, could you do that? I might be inclined to agree with them that that's more or less typical maintenance that we currently do on the rest of the system. But again, you would have the final say on that.
Okay, it's just that I didn't know if there was anything documented what routine maintenance was.
Jen, do you have anything?
Sorry, I can't remember because this was discussed so long ago. How many houses are currently tying into that system?
I believe there's 4 proposed. One is the house that's already connected. He's just going to reconnect a different way via gravity versus a pump system.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Need anything from us, Chris, from the board, or we're all set just to move forward?
I would like you to approve it, not sign it right now, but approve it contingent upon South Hadley's reviewing the plans and getting back to David. And then once David hears back from him, we'll bring it back for your signature at that point in time.
Okay. Accept a motion on that this time.
I move to accept the Cold Hill project contingent upon South Hadley reviewing the plans.
I'll second that.
For a second,
They said I'd second that.
Jay did, okay. Thank you, Jay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Before we go any further to old business, I'll just reach out to the other two board members. Is there anything they want to bring up at this time? Jen?
I see Chief Wishart is still on. I just wanted to let you know that I have received multiple emails, texts, phone calls, thanking one of your dispatchers that was on duty the night of the storm, Lee Surratt. People were very impressed with his calmness, the fact that he kept his composure when I'm sure the station was going crazy with calls coming in. And I would like to just say thank you to Lee for being him and keeping his composure when all hell broke loose.
Thanks, Jen. I've already talked to him, but I'll make sure I pass that along as well. I'd heard a lot of really good things as well. And I would say calm is exactly what describes Lee. So I'm not surprised by that, and I'll pass that along. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And as we all know, that makes a big difference when someone who's taking the information is calm and knows what they can understand what's going on, and not just that, then relay that back out to other people. Makes a huge difference. So yes, please extend our gratitude to him. Our thanks.
I will. Thank you.
Jay?
As far as the Triple E in Wilbraham, is there anything that our town is looking at possibly doing as far as ground spraying or something like that? Like, I know like last year we did do Frames Park a couple times and we did Brown Ellison. Is that something we're looking at doing this year, or just waiting for the Board of Health to make a decision?
Yeah, was it?
Look, Jay, just to answer you, we had already sprayed Dufresne's and Brown Ellison back in, I believe it was June. We had already gone through and did the spraying for mosquitoes and ticks, just to be as a preventive measure, knowing that we were opening the parks to people and dogs. I felt I'd rather be safe than sorry, and I had already contracted with Modern Pest Services, who is premier off of Kendall Street.
Yep.
I did turn around and have them go in and do a spraying again this year.
Okay, I have my property sprayed as well, but they tell me it's only good for 5 to 6 weeks. Then they have to have it done again. That's why I was asking.
Now with us belonging to the mosquito district, I think you should ask that question of the Board of Health, because any spraying will really be done by the state through them. I don't think we should have to expend monies at this point in time. That's the reason we joined the district, is for them to take care of the issues and not us.
I was under the impression the only thing we were getting out of them for the $5,000 was mosquito traps to see if we got anything. There'd be no spraying, no nothing.
Yeah, I know that was a joint, but I thought they were controlling all this, like they would be doing the spraying and stuff like that with the input from the Board of Health.
No, they weren't funded for spraying. They said the $5,000 was only for data for traps to see if they were any Triple E mosquitoes caught in our town. That's all the $5,000 was for. It wasn't for any actual work to be done. That would be over and above. And I like the way Chris did it before with the truck versus any aerial spraying or anything like that. I think Chris was right. With all the water we have and the organic farms we have, we don't need uncontrolled spraying.
That's a good point, Jay. Well, we can reach out to the Board of Health and find out exactly where they were with that as far as spraying, and if not, then we'll look at taking some type of action in
Yeah,
regards to if we need to spray again, we need to spray again.
Yeah, because mine's due in 2 more weeks, so we'll be back here on my property. On the correspondence on the chapter 61 land, I didn't see anything in there from our committee on what they're recommending. If somebody's speaking, I can't hear them.
Yeah, Kathy was speaking. She basically said that was just for our information
Okay,
at
so
this point.
so the committee hasn't reviewed it or anything yet.
They have it. They're going to review it. Yes, they haven't reviewed it yet, Jay.
Okay, that's why I was asking, because I just saw it and I didn't see anything on what they recommended, yes or no. I sent out on the community compact. Remember we discussed that? And we're still haven't updated it since 2015. And last year, the Economic Development Committee submitted it to the board with other stuff, recommended to be upgraded to include economic development and information technology infrastructure upgrade. And I checked our community compact and it's still the 2015, which doesn't include them. Then when I read the chapter 151 of the Acts of 2020, there's a $1.8 billion, that's billion with a B in there. And a lot of money is for economic development and it's for IT infrastructure. And if we're not listed as one of our measures for the community compact, we wouldn't be considered as much as if we were. The items that we are listed, which you guys should have from the memo that I had Kathy forward to you, those are all done over with unless Chris knows something about sharing or something that I don't know. I know from the energy portion, all of those things on the energy compact have been completed. We should only have open stuff that we need, the town needs. But that's the way the state prioritizes and how they're going to give out their money. And if we're not listed on the community compact for those things, that means we're telling the state that we don't need that as a priority. And I think we need economic development and IT infrastructure as a priority for our town.
All right, well, we'll definitely put that down as an action item to get some follow-up on that.
Yeah, it should be quick because when they start doling the money out, well, if it's gone, it's gone.
All right. Chris has something you want to. Yeah, so Chris will follow up on that and get back to us on it.
The last thing I have is from Kathy Kelly Regan. She says, she asked me to remind everybody about early voting is going to start Saturday at the old library and continue to the following week when the actual voting happens.
Okay. Thank you, Jay.
Yep.
You have a letter to the users proposed water main project. Where were we with that? Oh, Jay?
Yep, right here.
Right. No, you work on the proposed letter?
You have the draft letters. The only thing that we would have to do would be to send those, if those letters are no longer a draft and both of you agree with them, then Kathy has the envelopes pre-made. The only thing that we would have to add them if we wanted to, and I don't think we really should, but I'll say it, is the actual application for South Hadley. I mean, I think if our people give the check to the town of Granby for the $2,000 and we keep it in escrow, and that way we control the count and we can show South Hadley that we have 40% or more. That's all I would recommend we do at this time until we find out what the state's gonna do. Because I can't see making people do a lot of work with applications and all that stuff. If we don't get the money from the state, we can't continue. I mean, that's my opinion, but if you want them to do the applications from South Hadley too, I mean, that's up to you guys.
Yeah, but I'd like to know though, if we have if we're accepting money from people, and we're gonna put that in escrow, that we have a date that, that either we move forward or we give them back their money. I don't think we just sit there and hold it until we, I'd like to have something that, if we can take someone's money, we should have a date to say within this time frame, we will know. If not, the money will be returned to you.
I know I don't have a date. We did send a written document to the politicians. And as far as I know, they haven't answered us one way or the other. And that's why we talked the last meeting. When you said we'll go ahead with these applications to show that we have 40% of the property owners are willing to hook up. Now, in that draft letter, I did put down 30 September, I believe. But I mean, that date is subject to change, whatever you guys want it to be. It doesn't matter. I just picked it out because it was a month ahead. I didn't know how quick you wanted the 40% count to be done by. And Jen, I remember right, Jeff Sear was supposed to send you a copy of their application when we, I don't have it. So if we want to add that to it, I assume you have it somewhere.
Yes, I have it somewhere buried in my email. I can get it for us.
Okay. So, I mean, I've done my part as far as drafting it up. Now, the first question is, do you two agree with the draft or you want it changed?
Yeah, I haven't seen the draft, Jay, so unless it wasn't some other things that were sent out with other things, I didn't see the draft, so.
Yeah, Kathy had sent all.
No, I'm sure he did. I didn't see it, get a chance to look at it.
So you want to push it off to
No,
next select board?
it's right here, so.
I think it's three pages long.
I thought the draft was fine. It was definitely informative, so. But I would like to have the application attached to the letter because I'd rather get them now than have to chase them down if we're a go.
Yeah, I don't have a problem either way with it. It's just that since we don't have a definite from the state yet, I didn't want to create unnecessary work for anybody. We'd just be complying with South Hadley's requirement right now of 40% for the water quality situation. But again, if you want the application, I have no problem with that either. I just don't have a copy of it.
I do, I can get it.
Okay. And I'll let Glenn finish reading it.
It looks fine to me. The only thing I would note though, if we are sending out the application with it, people are gonna wonder what to do with the application. Do you want them to fill out the application and then send it back? Yeah,
Yeah, we can modify that. Again, that's a draft document that you guys asked before that I sent to you.
yeah.
Everything's
I just see if we put a date as like September 30th, I mean, a lot of businesses or whatever for people, especially this time in how things are for someone to have the extra $2,000 sitting around to spend. It might be a tough ask for, I know several of the businesses, small businesses on the, that we're talking about. That might be a tough ask at this time.
Well, the bottom line is you don't get 40%. The answer is no.
Right. No, I understand that. I think, if, you know, at a time like this, it's gonna be a tough ask for people to send in the $2,000 with the application at this point. So
The
we
small
can send it all
business-
out together.
Oh, the Small Business Administration will pick up the, give them a loan for it if they so desire. All they gotta do is apply. I think that was
Well, yeah.
paid.
It's still something they gotta pay back and, but that, and just regards to that, Jay, that might be a good thing to put inside the, with the letter or the application, that there are avenues for them to obtain the funds, such as a loan or something like that. So that might be good too.
That is page 3 of the draft.
I just looked at the first page. I apologize. Okay. I see it right here. Yep.
Yeah, page 1 is the local, page 2 is South Hadley, attachment A. Attachment B, page 3 is the Small Business
Yeah.
Administrator.
Yep.
And then they get 2.65% for up to 30 years.
So you take out $2,000 for 30 years, you're gonna pay a lot of interest.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, but they also
No.
get $35 a foot if they have the copper pipe and stuff.
No. All right, well, I think we should then move forward with it so we can, you know, get an answer on this one way or another, so we know what to do.
Oh, I agree. We got to meet the 40% threshold.
Yep.
And if we meet that, then it's up to the politicians. If we don't meet the 40% threshold, then the answer is no. We don't need a reply from the politician. So you guys just want to modify that letter to say when you return the check for 2,000, make sure they also return the application.
We can do that, but I also want some type of date or something in there so the people, again, people know. I'm thinking of myself, I wouldn't just send $2,000. I would like to know, you know, what's the date where I know if I'm getting back my $2,000 or the project's going forward.
I can't answer that, and I think if you ask Dave DeRosa, Mass DOT is planning on starting that in spring of 2021. And until they get all their ducks in a row, we couldn't answer any of those questions anyways.
Again, I think it's unfair to ask someone to send in $2,000 if we don't have all the answers for them to put up.
And all I can say is talk to South Hadley. They're the ones making the requirement. It's not us. Right, Jen? They're the ones who made their requirement.
I know, but this is being sent out from us, not from South Hadley. So the questions are gonna be come back to us.
And that's why I explained everything on page 2.
No, I understand that. I just, again, just regards to $2,000, people sending in money.
What do you say, Jen?
40% or 50%?
Well, I put in 50 in the letter, but actually we only need 40. 40 was the bottom number they gave us, but I put 50% into the letter. I'd rather have a little wiggle room there, that's all.
Well, then I'd change it because it says South Hadley is requiring that a minimum of 50%. That's not true. They're requiring 40%.
They said between 40 and 50%. Right, Jen?
Well, then we should put down 40 to 50% then. I think if we are saying if we're almost quoting what they say, I think we should put in what they say. That's all.
Fine, that's a draft.
You know, that's all. Be respectful to them.
I was just trying to give us a little margin, that's all.
No, I think, because you may have people that decide after the fact, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'd like my $2,000 back, please. You know, someone may sell their business or something like that, and, or they move or whatever, and they want their money back, and now they're not a number anymore. So, right. But just get it out there and get going on it. You want to make a motion that we send out the letters with the attachments, with the, I guess,
Yeah.
noted changes?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we send out the letter to all the property owners from the South Hadley Granby Town Line to 60 West State Street, which I believe is the car wash. Because remember, South Hadley was concerned about the total amount of water, and they did say that if the car wash was involved, they would feel a little better, because they're only doing the asphalt to 54 West State Street. And we can put the pipe 10, 15 feet longer, which we really should anyways, for the simple reason when they come back to do 5 corners in 2023, you don't want to dig up what they've already done before. So we've got to protrude the pipe past 54 West State Street. So I picked 60 West State Street, because I believe that's the car wash. And then the only thing that's going to be changed, Kathy will have all the addresses. The only one that'll have to be changed is the liquor store, because Jill no longer owns it. There's a new owner.
Correct.
And I believe that is 60, Jay,
The car wash,
the liquor store.
oh, the liquor store. I know that Jill told me the car wash and the liquor store shared a well. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but that's what she told me.
Well, it's just, they bought the property, they would know if the well was a shared well or not.
Mhm.
Whoever brought the new owners. I
But if,
just quickly look through this, though. I don't see like a contact person or a contact number.
I didn't put a
Yeah.
point of contact in there. Again, that was a draft. I didn't know what
No.
you guys want to modify from there, or what I did or what.
No, it's just fine, Jay. I'm just saying. So I think we should have a contact person and a contact number, because people get this in the mail. They may have questions, and
Would be, I would presume it would be either Chris or Kathy, because the checks would go to them.
right. So when we we'll have Kathy be the contact person with town hall, and then whether questions she gets, I'm sure will probably be forwarded to us to answer.
I can't see Kathy's face, but I don't imagine it's the best friend.
Yeah, she's not pleased with it.
But I think we should send the letters up to include the car wash. That should be our plan, because they will use a bulk of the water, and that would end any of the South Hadley concerns about amount of water being used as far as the quality of the water.
Yeah, they definitely use a lot of water, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that would keep us from flushing it out like they do over on Morgan Street now. But that's some dead end stuff. So Jen, do you want to take care of the, because you have the application.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to send out the letters from, like I said, the South Hadley Granby Town line to the property owners, up to include the people that own the car wash, and per the revised discussion we just have on the draft.
Is there a second?
Second,
All in favor? Aye. All right. Kathy, if you can send those out by tomorrow morning, be great. Thanks.
Do you guys want to stay with 30 September, or you want to change the date to have the checks in by?
I think,
You want to push it out to 30 October? Or?
I think we should, yeah, push it out to October 30th. Yeah.
I don't have a problem. I say it was a draft. That's why. I
We
gave
could
it.
even go as far as saying by like September 30th, you get a verbal commitment, maybe or something like that. And then the payments are due by October 30th and November 30th, give people
Okay.
some time.
And according to Kevin O'Grady, we have to make it out to 64 West State Street, because that's where the car wash is, if you
Okay.
read the chat.
Well, we should find, yeah, well,
Six-
it'll be 64 West State Street. That's all. We won't name the business or anything. We'll just,
Right, be 64
West
West.
all right. There we go.
Thanks, Kevin.
I know there was some update on the EV charger at East Middle School, the usage. Chris,
No, not on the usage at East Middle School. We're still trying to get access to it.
still haven't got access to it yet?
I sent all the contact information to Acuity for the people at Control Mod that builds the EV chargers, and they're working back and forth now. The update we had on EV chargers was we were granted an extension on the grant deadline from
For the
August
library?
15th to September 30th to get them get it installed and up and running.
That's for the library, right?
That's what we like that. Yes.
And the EV chargers are already here in town, from what I understand.
That is it. Does any of the board members have anything else at this time they'd like to bring up? Jen
No.
shaking her head no. Jay?
No, I don't know if you heard me or not, the EV chargers are already here. It's just a matter of the electricians putting them in. Hey, Chris, on those EV chargers, did you want to subcontract out that trenching or have our highway department do it?
I thought trenching wasn't necessary because I thought they were going through the already existing conduit that was put out there for the
Auxiliary generator.
generator. That,
They are using that, but they need to trench from the auxiliary generator to the curb. And that was a $1,200 cost. And that was included in the quote. And they gave us the option of doing it ourselves or paying the $1,200 for the trench.
the contract said it's necessary. The issue is David is too busy doing other stuff to pull
That's
his
fine.
men off
That's
of road work and tree work and things of that nature. So let the electrician deal with it.
That's fine.
Besides, David has one employee who is out pending a COVID-19 test because there was some issues with his wife at home.
Okay, I have no problem with subcontracting the whole thing out. I was just asking in case electricians ask me enough. But I presume Jeremy's gonna take care of everything mostly anyways.
Right. Chris, do you have anything else for us? Kathy?
I move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second Jen's motion.
All right. I think this is one of our quickest meetings, folks. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you.
This conference is no longer being recorded.